Meanwhile, the latest announced Trump tariffs are sowing fears of a trade war and recession. Several countries around the world have threatened to wage a trade war against the US as the tariffs fed expectations for an upcoming global downturn. Meanwhile, China has said that the market has spoken in rejecting US President Donald Trump's tariffs and called on Washington for equal-footed consultation after global markets' dramatic reaction to the trade levies, which drew Chinese retaliation. China's Ministry of Finance has said the additional tariffs would be imposed from April the 10th. Beijing has previously imposed tariffs of 15% on imports of coal and liquefied natural gas from the US in retaliation for Washington's 10% levies on Chinese goods. It also announced stiff export controls on key minerals and businesses, limiting what could be exchanged with the US. The penalty received extensive backlash, triggering a plunge in the financial markets around the world, reckoning the end of decades-long era of trade liberalization. Global stock markets plummeted on the 3rd of April 2025 after the sweeping tariffs were announced by the US, instigating similar behavior amongst most equity funds, especially the most temperamental. And joining us now live is Daniel Wagner, CEO of Country Risk Solution. He's live with us from Denver in the United States of America. Daniel Wagner, we've seen global markets, of course, react in a pretty negative manner to the Trump tariffs. Which way do you see trade now headed with the US? View this strong reaction by China.
Let's bear in mind that we're in the middle of a paradigm shift. And paradigm shifts take a while to take effect, right? And so what we're seeing is the beginning of the global reaction to this. This is just the beginning. If Trump doesn't change course, and some people believe that he will under pressure perhaps next week, then there's every reason to believe that the world could head into a global recession. Certainly America would head into a likely severe recession, many economists believe. The likelihood that Trump is going to back down seems to be very limited, however. He has said that he does not intend to change course. He is intent on seeing this through. Now, that remains to be seen. We've all seen how Trump is fairly mercurial in terms of how he changes his position, given a conversation with a world leader or some pressure put on him from some quarter. So that's certainly possible, but I don't think he would have headed down this road if he intended to switch course in just a few days. In terms of the impact on the world, likely to be rather severe, certainly rather severe in America. A lot of constituents in America, even after just a few days, are really upset with Mr. Trump. The question is, will this matter to him at all?
Okay, do you see then any concessions by the US in the days ahead? Or do you believe that this rigid approach is going to continue despite these strong reactions that have come in both from countries and, of course, from the markets?
There seems to be a chance that if there is a market crash in America, which some prognosticators are envisioning for next week, possibly as soon as Monday, although that sounds a little bit extreme, let's see. If that is to be the case, my guess is that he would consider changing course. And we've also seen 4 Republican senators who have banded together in the last few days and basically said that they will oppose not only this action, but other actions that Trump has taken. A couple of those senators have already done so with some regularity. Now there are a total of 4. So that is enough to tip the balance in the Senate. And if other Republicans join the fray, listening to the earful that they're getting around the country whenever they go back home from their constituents who are really upset with them, really upset with Trump, what he's doing, and all the negative impacts this is having, then there is a chance that more Republicans will join from a legislative perspective, and that this could also make a difference.
All right, Daniel Wagner, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on that big story. On that note, we are going to take a very short break.